Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. VJ Emmanuel here from Abstract Graphics. If today is your first time of visiting, please I'd like you to consider subscribing to my channel. God bless you as you do so. I truly deeply appreciate you. Today we are going to be designing this wonderful slideshow on our smartphone in ALIGHT MOTION, just like we do on our PC using After Effects. I guarantee it's going to be very simple and fun to create at the same time. Without wasting much of your time, let's jump into the tutorial. But first, intro. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is create a new project like that, and then straight ahead what you need to do now is create a square like this. Now once you create the square, come to move and transform, click on transform, and then increase the size of your square like that. Alright, now the next thing you want to do is grab your image that you want to use. Alright, so look for where your image is and grab it. So I think my image is here. I would like to use let me use this guy, this beautiful lady right there. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is just size her up so that she feels my square like that. Okay, now once that is done, the next thing you want to do now is carry this square, this rectangle, and then just press and hold, and then take it up. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to use this as my placeholder, so any image I want to use subsequently, I'll just carry the image, drop in there, and every effect that I have added will just automatically be added. Alright, so that's what we are trying to do. Okay, so what you need to do now is press and hold this, and then click on this too. Then you click on this one, that is masking. You want to mask it now. So this masking means show only what is inside this square. Show for every layer that is behind this square. Once you click on this, the square mask around all the layers behind it. So if you click it, you see now we have something like this. Alright, now I'm doing this because of those that don't know how to use it. Maybe you are just learning how to use ALIGHT MOTION. Alright, let's go back a little bit. Now if you click and hold and you click on this, you see you are saying show me what is outside the square. If you click on this one, that is show me what is outside the square like this. So you only see what is outside the square. You get the gist now. So this is how you mask. Alright, so this now we want the square to take the shape. We want the image to take the shape of the square. So we hold down on the image, click on the square, and then we mask in. Alright, so now the next thing you want to do is adjust your image a little bit. So you click on this mask that you have made. Let me rename it and call it image placeholder. Image placeholder. Beautiful. And we are done there. So what you need to do now is click on this and then come to edit group and then adjust your image. Adjust the image. Alright, no. Now come to move and transform. Come to move. Click on move and then just adjust it a little bit. Now I want it to be a little, something like that. Alright, okay, I think this is okay. This is what I'm going for. Nice. Now we are done with the image placeholder. The next thing we want to do now is put it inside a square. Put it inside a square. So what you want to do now is add a square like that. and then bring it up, something like so. And then the next thing you want to do now, just like we did before, you press and hold there, and then you do what? Mask out like that. You get it now? So that is what we want. So you just leave that there. So we are done with that. The next thing you want to do now is you are going to let's increase it a little bit. No, that's too much. Increase it like that. I think it's okay like this now. All right. So the next thing you want to do now is you want to add some accents to beautify to make the place beautiful. Okay, so you come here, you add a circle, and change the color to like a lemon green, kind of like that. All right, I think that is good. And then I'll drop it around there. The next thing I'll do is I'll duplicate it, click on it, come here and click on duplicate layer. Just follow me gradually the way I'm doing it. Exactly what I'm doing, you do the same thing, you get the same result. You get it now? So I'm going to change the color, and then I'll make the color say pinkish red or thereabout, something pinkish red, like so. Beautiful. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to increase it in size. Increase the size. So you see where I go when I want to increase size. You see where I go when I want to move. Alright, I come here when I want to increase the size. I come here when I want to move. Once you click on this, you come to swipe. Just swipe to where you want it to be. You get it now, guys? So this is how simple it is to use ALIGHT Motion. Very simple. Alright, just know where to go to get whatever you want. Now the next thing we are going to be doing, alright, is add more. I want to add more layer, so I'll duplicate these two, duplicate, and then I'm going to move it up here. Then I'll increase it in color, in size, sorry. Increase the size a little bit, and then change the color to maybe yes, something orange yellow like that, thereabout. Okay, now we have that. The next thing I want to do is I'll duplicate this. No, let me duplicate this. So there's an order to how everything is being duplicated, and then I'll bring it here. Then I'll reduce it a lot in size. All right, make it very small. I think that is good. And then I'll make it a bluish, kind of bluish, yeah, something like that. Now guys, what you want to do is you make sure that you've arranged all your elements where you want them to be before you start animating. All right, so arrange them and then you can start animating. The next thing I want to do is I want to add that accent behind. So I'll type #01 #01, and then I'll use Barlow. Maybe I'll use Barlow extra bold. Yes, and then I'll increase the size. Increase the size like that, and then I'll change the color, make it like off-white blue like that. Okay. Now the next thing you are going to need to do is take it behind. All right, take this 01, take it behind. How you do that is you click on it and you drag it down. All right, so it goes behind like that. Get it now, guys? So and then you just need to adjust it and put it where you want it to be. Okay, so I'll increase the size a little bit like this. All right, so beautiful. The next thing now is our text. So I need to add the text, and then I'll put modern. Yes, that is what we are going for. And then I'll use Barlow medium, and then I'll make the color black. black. Nice. The size I'll go for 24. Beautiful. And then I'll just drop it right there, around there. Beautiful. Now the next thing is you are going to add the next text. You know we have modern slideshow. All right, so the next thing is come here, click on add, and then you type slideshow. Beautiful. We'll make it black, and then Barlow extra bold, and then we'll make it 28 in size, or let's make it 28 is okay, and then we'll drop it right there. Right, the next thing is the hashtag trendy. You see how simple this is, guys. For those of you that think it's hard, it's really simple to do. All right, just know your way around. All right, so we add hashtag trendy black, and then we'll use Barlow bold, and then I'll just drop it there. Nice. So we are done, guys, with everything we want to do. So this is how the first scene looks like. So all you need to do now is just animate it. All right, before I animate, I think I would like to add a shadow to that sister there to make it a little bit to add a little depth to it. All right, so I'll click on my sister right there, and I'll come here. This is border. If you want to add border around the image, but here we want to add a shadow, so you just click on shadow, and then you see you have a nice shadow. So I'll just fade it. That alpha there means the opacity, so you just fade it a little bit. Yeah, so it adds like a depth, it gives it a depth kind of. All right, 50, I think 50 is okay. Nice. And then the color, maybe I'll just make it a little off. Yeah, something like that, or this. Yeah, all right, nice. So that is that. Then the next thing you want to do is I want to make these guys, I want to feather their edges. All right, you want to feather the edges. I would have used blur, but blur will make the composition hang. There will be some lagging. I don't want that. So you come to effect, add effect, and then you look for feather. You can type feather, and then you see that feather effect there. You click on it, and then you add feather. You see now you have the edges are feathered, so you just, any amount you want to use, you can just use. All right, so I think this is okay for me. Yeah, that is okay for me. I won't feather this. I'll feather this blue guy. All right, let's look for her. I think this is, yeah, and then I'll bring it to the top. I'll bring it to the top of my text. Yeah, I want it to be at the top here, so it gives depth to the text. All right, so I'll come here, and then I think what I'll just do is I'll click on this effect, and then I'll copy the effect. So you come here, you see this place, and then you say copy effect. Beautiful. So next thing you do is you come here where this blue one is, and then you click on effect. Then instead of adding effect, you come here, click on this, and then you say paste effect, and then it just pastes that effect. So you come in there and make it as you want it to be. All right, that's how simple it is, guys. Very, very, very simple. All right, so I'll just increase the size a little bit, increase it in size a little bit, and then I'll move it a little away. Yeah, I think that is exactly what I want. Okay, so now we want to, maybe I'll do the same thing with this guy. All right, so I'll add and then paste effect. Beautiful. So that is that, guys. Then I'll increase the size a little bit. So there you have it. Beautiful. So the next thing you want to do is animate them in. So what I want to do now is, first and foremost, I'll go into this my group. I'll go in there, and then I'll at 1 second 15 frames, I'll come to my transform. I'll add a keyframe and then move to the first frame, and then I will increase her like that. So what I want to do is I want to just give it some kind of effect. So you come here, make sure your playhead is at the center of the 2 keyframes, and then click on this graph editor, click on this one. This one is the ease in, right? So you come in like that, so it gives you that ease in kind of effect, right? So you go out, that is done. That's what I want to do. So if you give it a play now, you see you have something like that. Yeah, you see it now. So that's exactly what we are going for. All right. So the next thing you want to do now is come down there, come to 1 second 15 frames, and then you want to move it. You add a keyframe at this guy here, this move, add a keyframe, you get it, and then move away to the first frame, and then just shift it up. You see, the moment I shift, it adds another frame. You understand now? So you can add a frame first before moving, or you can just move and then it adds a frame automatically. Once you've already added a frame before, the next thing you do will add another frame. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is bring it into the middle of the 2 keyframes. Click on your graph editor and do the same thing. So when you give it a play now, you'll discover you have something like this. You get it now, guys? So that's what we want to do. So the next thing is you do the same thing, just add the same effect to all your accents right there. So for this one, I'm going to do this, and then I'll come to 5 frames. All right, I'll come to move, I'll add a keyframe at 5 frames, and then I'll come to 1 second 15 frames, and then I'll add another keyframe, and then I'll come to my first keyframe. Come to the first keyframe, and then I'll just move it out like that. Yes, nice. So the next one, which is this guy here, I'll come to 10. Yes, the 10 keyframe, 10 frame. I'll add a keyframe, and then I'll come to 1 minute 15 frame. Add a keyframe there. Add your keyframe, and then go back to your first keyframe. At your first keyframe, then you move it out. That's what we are doing basically to all the elements. You get it now, guys? So you have that. Now you come to 15. You see what we are doing there? We are just adding 5 frames to all the elements. So you come to 15 frames for this yellow, and then you add a keyframe. Come to 1 minute 15. Add another keyframe. Then go back to your first keyframe, and then what you want to do is you move it out like that. So you do the same thing for the last one, this last one here. So you come to 20 keyframes, 20 frames, and add a keyframe. Go to 15 seconds, and add another keyframe. Come to your first keyframe and move it out. I'm sure we already get the gist now. So the next thing you want to do now is add the same graph edition. Alright, so you do the same thing for all of them. Click on this, click on graph, come here, and then like that. Do the same thing for this guy. I should have been doing them immediately. I am you get the gist. And then for the last one, you add edit speed graph. Alright, so if you give all of them a play, you have something like this. You get it now? Nice. So the next thing you want to do, I would have edited using camera. Alright, I would have used camera and null object, but it will be kind of too complex for some of you that are just beginning. So that is the reason why I'm doing it that way. So you see we have this guy here, so we want to move it out of the move it out completely. You want to move it out completely. Alright, so if you give it a play now, you have something like this. Beautiful. So you can see how nice our animation looks now. Alright, beautiful. Now the next thing we want to do is, we have not animated our O1 out back there. So what you want to do is do the same thing. So you come to 25, or no, I'll come at 5. Yeah, and then I'll add a keyframe. Come here, and then I'll add a keyframe. Then I'll edit my speed graph like that, and then at the first keyframe, what I'll do is move it out like that. I'm using mouse, so it's making my movement slow, but as long as you are getting it, no problem. Alright, so we are done with all that. Now it's remaining our text, so we need to animate our text, also add some effects to our text. So what we need to do is come to modern, come to effect, add, and then go to text, click on text, come to text transform, and then add fade up by letter. So you have this effect added already. You get it now? So we want to edit our the entrance. So what you want to do now is come to this guy, bring it here at around 1 second. Let's see how that looks at 1 second. Yes, so the next thing you want to do is bring it down a little bit, bring it to where it is supposed to be. Alright, once you are done, then go into your effects that you've added, text transform, and then what I would want us to do is change the components from letter to line. So I want it to come in by line like that, come in like this, not one letter at a time. Alright, so since we are done with adding that effect, we do the same thing, copy this effect. You see, you don't have to start adding the effect again, just copy the effect. Now go to the next text and then drag it to say 1 second 5 frames. This is where I look at my, you see, 1 second 5 frames. Alright, so if you've added the text and the effect, you discover, come to effect, add, and then just paste it right there. So you get something like this. So all you need to do is just adjust it. Just give it some adjustment to where it is supposed to be. Bring it down to where it is supposed to be. You get it now, guys? That's it. And then you do the same thing for your trendy hashtag. Guys, just make sure you adjust it until it's where it is supposed to be. Nice. Now you do the same thing. So you come to 1 second 10 frames, and then you add the effect again, paste effect, and then all you need to do now is just adjust it. And that's it, guys. We are done. Alright, so if we give it a play, you have something like this. Nice. So okay, so here we are just going to come to 5 seconds. We want it to be 5 seconds long, and then click on the text and then cut it at 5 seconds. So everything stops at 5 seconds. Beautiful. So if you give it a play, you have something nice like this. Now everything is just static. We don't want it to be this static, you understand? We want it to have some kind of a movement. Alright, so what I want to do is I want to group all these ones together. So I'll group them together, this, and this, and then I'll group them together. This is the group them together. So this is our group, and then I want to give it some wiggle effect. So click on it, come to effect, add, and then I'll search for wiggle. Alright, we don't have wiggle effect. Let me see. Alright guys, so the next thing we want to do is add some, you see everything is just static, so we want to add some movement, displacement, like a handheld camera to all these layers. So what you want to do is click on one of the layers and come to effect, add effect, and then come to move and transform, click on random displacement, and you see handheld here. Alright, handheld, and then you come into the, and then reduce the magnitude to about 5, and then the evolution, you come to the last keyframe of the evolution like that, and then leave it at say 5. Alright, so that is it, guys. And then the next thing you want to do is just copy the effect and add to the remaining. Just copy, come here, click on copy, and then you just add to all the remaining layers. You get it now? So I'm going to pause the video now and add the effect to all the layers. Alright guys, I have added all the effect, the wiggle effect to all the layers. Now the next thing we want to do is how we are going to animate them out. Alright, so we want to see how to animate them out. So the next thing we want to do is come to around 4 seconds, and then just move them out of the frame. Alright, so or what you can also do is I think that's what I will do. I'll just group them all. In later time, I'm going to show you how you can use your camera effect, your 3D camera effect to do that. But for this time, for this tutorial, I'm just going to do this. So I'm going to group it. Yes, I'll group it, and then I'll come to that. I've grouped all the images together because I want to move them at the same time. So you come to 4 seconds, add a keyframe to your move, and then come to 5 seconds, Now I think I'll bring the keyframe to 4 seconds 15 frames, yeah, and then come to 5 seconds and then add my keyframe, and then I'll move them all out like that. Just move them all out. You see that red line there is showing you that it is at the center, it is aligned. So make sure that your line is at the red right there. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll just give it the ease out. So I'll just give it that ease out. Yes, so adjust it more. So move it out like that. So you should have something like that. Good. I think it's too fast, so let's put it at 1 second. 1 second. Yeah, 4 to 5. Nice. All right. So you have this nice. So the next thing you want to do now, guys, is bring how to add another scene. So the first thing you want to do first is you save this one that you have, this group that you have made, save them as what? As an element. Save it as element. Save to my element. So you've saved it as elements now, guys. So the next thing you want to do is now bring in what you have saved. So you come to add and go to element, and then you bring in that thing you saved, and then you see you are going to have something like this. Now you just adjust it, and then once you bring that in, you see you have another scene that has been added. So how you change the way you are going to change the image now is to come into your element properties, and then you click on edit original element. Edit original elements, guys. Edit original element. So you click on edit original element, and then it brings you to this place. All right, so you go to where your image is, go in there. All right, guys, and then you know this is where your image is, so you come to your image, go in there, and then what you need to do is to bring in another image. Come to the first keyframe, bring in another image that you want to use. Bring in another image. Where is our image? Yeah, right there. So I want to use this lady here. I'll add it. Nice. And then I'll increase it like that. Bring it down. And then I'll drop her behind the rectangle. I'll drop her behind the rectangle, and then I'll off the previous one. Alright, so you see you have something like this. Very nice. That's all you need to do, guys. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. And then you just have that. You see now? Nice. The next thing you want to do is adjust your text. Change it to whatever you want it to be. So this modern, I'll maybe write say smooth. Yes, that's done. I'll come to this one. I'll put smooth animation. Nice. I'm done there. And then for the trendy, I'll just come in here and put in modern, and we are done. Bam. So the next thing, so you go out. Once you go out to your previous, you see everything has been changed. So if you give it a play now, you have something like this. You see, guys, everything has been changed. All right, so you can do this for as many scenes that you want. You can adjust the movement. You can change the in and the out animation to whatever you want, and at the end of the day you have as many animations as you want. So guys, this is how you make this nice animation slideshow video. All right, thank you for watching, guys. Please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe to my channel. God bless you. See you in the next video. Bye guys.